In my senior year of high school, I transferred to another school. My classmates spread the word that I had leukemia. After I left, the arrogant and headstrong daughter in the last row of the class suddenly became quiet. She changed her decadent ways and started studying hard. She was eventually admitted to a top music school. 9 years later, he became successful and a household name. When he talked about his relationship in a live show, he looked lonely. He is no longer alive. If I had known, I would not have wished him to be 18 forever. I wore a mask and carried a camera. I scanned his phone screensaver and was done. Are you talking about me? Shang Ruan debuted for 7 years and won numerous awards. He is the perfect title in the hearts of millions of people. Many years later, I saw him again, but this time was different. He was a reality show guest and I was just a cameraman. In the guest channel, he lowered his head, pulled down his baseball cap, and walked quickly. Just this back view made the audience scream again. I quickly turned on the camera and recorded an exit shot. TSK, wow, it's really pretty. Salute 2 fans. I heard that Jen Ruan graduated from Kinkino. When? Middle school? You seem to be a schoolmate. Do you two know each other? My colleague suddenly asked me. I paused. Suddenly, I remembered many years ago. It was also such an evening. At that time, I was still called Sung Xiaoyan. In the billiard hall, I found him with a workbook. Shang Ruan, don't skip class. Can you finish your homework before skipping? Shang Ruan held the cue. He was extremely impatient. Sung Xiaoyan, you're really annoying. Don't you understand what people say? Go away. My thoughts returned. I smiled and shook my head. That's a big star. How could I know him? After becoming famous, artists will delete their amateur friends to avoid being stabbed. Shang Ruan? And didn't have a good reputation in high school. He definitely didn't want to see his former classmates. Besides, he hated me so much. I picked up more of his things and sold them. Why bother? The show will start in an hour. I sat in the corner checking the equipment. Suddenly, a voice came from above my head. Sang Yan. I was stunned. Looking up, it was John, one of the guests of the show. She is also my college classmate. Last year, he lost his job and asked me to help him find a job. At that time, our station was just short of a stagehand. I used my connections to arrange for him to come. Unexpectedly, during the shoot, he accidentally entered the camera. His handsome appearance made him famous overnight. Huh? We never contacted each other again. I smiled calmly. What a coincidence. He blinked. He looked very surprised. Sang Yan? Really? Are you still carrying a camera? I thought you had already become a leader, he said, with a guilty look on his face. If it was you who was photographed, you might have become famous. But he changed the subject and raised the corners of his lips slightly. This is fate. I asked you to help me find a job, but you deliberately made me do odd jobs. Do the hardest and most tiring work. So God couldn't stand it and let me turn over overnight. Son, yeah, this is your retribution. I was silent. He broke the equipment of the original company. He was fired and cried to me every day. He said he had no money to eat. He asked me to help him find a job. As long as I paid him, he would do anything. I think he is pitiful. I used a lot of connections to get him into the station. But he thought I was playing a trick on him. What else can I say? Someone walked over from a distance. I turned around and looked. It was by Yan, my ex-girlfriend. She was in the same class with Zhang King Yan and me. After Zhang King Yan became famous, Yan and unked me and ran to be his assistant manager. When he saw me, he stopped. Sang Yan and Zhang Qingyan took the coffee from his hand. Why Yan bought it for me so quickly? Well, I searched for several streets. Finally found it. Thank you for... Zhang Qingyan smiled, turned around and looked at me sarcastically. You always said that by why Annie and didn't know how to take care of people. She was cold to you. She was very considerate to me. Oh, are you finally finished? I looked at her and said faintly, do you have anything else to say? Teacher Zhang, what you just said. I recorded everything. Zhang Qingyan was stunned. Sang Yan, delete it for me. I held it tightly. Teacher Zhang, this is a friend's camera. I don't know where is it. Delete it. Don't fucking pretend. Delete it quickly, otherwise I won't let you go. He pulled desperately. Bai Yan saw that the situation was not right. Quickly came to separate them. The noise was too loud. Everyone in the group was attracted. I asked what was going on. I said helplessly that Teacher Zhang insisted that I had filmed him. Let me delete the video. But I really didn't film him. Zhang Qingyan's eyes widened. Why are you pretending? Give me the camera. Otherwise I will sue you for infringing my portrait rights. The leader quickly persuaded him to calm down, while taking my camera and turning on Teacher Zhang. He really didn't film you. If you don't believe me, see it for yourself. This must be a misunderstanding. Zhang Qingyan couldn't believe it. Turned over and over again. How could he have found it? I didn't even turn on the camera just now. Zhang Qingyan wanted to say something. Bai Yan saw that the situation was not right. Quickly pulled him back. Misunderstanding. Teacher Zhang was also worried that the image would be leaked. I've caused trouble for everyone. He said and quickly pulled Zhang Qingyan away. I looked at the leader apologetically. Sorry. I don't know why he is so sensitive. I just touched the camera. He insisted on filming him. I knew the leader waved his hand. These little stars have the most problems. Small cards are big tricks. There will be many people to deal with him in the future. More people get in place. There is still half an hour to start work. Took out the mask and put it on. Just after putting it on, there was a sudden shout from behind Sang Yan. I turned my head. I saw a staff member in Zhang Ruanan. The VJ responsible for filming Teacher Zhang had a temporary problem. Come over to help. I looked at Zhang Ruanan in surprise. She was wearing a simple dress. Her expression was indifferent. The wind blew her bangs. The 18-year-old girl in my memory seemed to have suddenly returned. I called Sang Call her Sang Dayan or Sang Zhangyan. What is the teacher doing? A one-on-one assistance. Your grades are worse than mine? Who'll help whom? You're really annoying. None of your business whether I study or not. I'm going to sleep. The staff looked at me strangely. I came back to my senses and nodded. I ran over with the camera. Stretched out her hand politely uncourteous. Teacher sang. You okay? I reach out my hand to shake your hand back. Hello? Our skins touch. That slender and beautiful hand gets wet instantly. Zhang Ruanan straightens his hand. Trembles slightly. Suddenly looks into my eyes. Surprised and confused. My heart lifts quietly. Why is he looking at me like that? Teacher Zhang, he holds it too tightly. I have to remind him out loud. He comes back to his senses. He lets go and smiles apologetically. Sorry, I've been a little tired lately. I was distracted. So, that's how it is. Big star, rushing around the world for announcements. He says and looks at the staff. Let's go. After filming the individual interview, the show begins. This time the show is broadcast live. They guess straw lots to determine their identities. Find secret treasures in the school. The program team will use the name of the final winner to build an adult school for autistic patients. When Zhang Ruanan appears, the barrage of comments is crazy. Sister Zhang never participated in variety shows before. Only this kind of charity can invite him. Xiao Zhang is really kind. He donates to leukemia patients every year after his debut. She even wrote songs for them. This is an idol. It's probably because his first love died of leukemia. He probably participated in the show this time because he is so loyal. Then, who was Shinru Anan's first love? It seems to be a high school classmate. He mentioned it on WIBO when he just debuted. Now WIBO has been visible for half a year. Can't see it anymore. In the studio I was dazed by the small screen next to me. His first love was a high school classmate. She also died of leukemia. I searched in my mind for a long time. But I transferred to another school in my third year of high school. I don't know what happened after that. Maybe it was after that he met a boy he liked. I looked at Shanruan. Somewhere in my heart was empty. He was cold in high school and didn't care about anyone. I thought no one could get into his heart. It turns out there is one. But I shook my head and smiled. I'm a little curious about that boy. He must be a very special person to make Shangri-La miss him for so many years. The guest introduction is over. The host warmed up the scene and started drawing lots. Zhang Qingyan. She drew the top student lot. She had high authority. She could enter and exit most areas of the school at will. And Jiang Ruan drew the poor student lot. She had the lowest authority. If he wanted to enter any area, he had to complete a task first. Shang Ruan looked at the lot in his hand and smiled speechlessly. In high school, he was either the last or the second last. He was a well-known per student. He drew this lot quite accurately. Fortunately, the venue for this competition was King Hino, one little school. He was also playing at home. The host asked everyone about their most special memories during their school days. Xiang Qinyan talked about her bangs and smiled bitterly. My memories of middle school are not very good. It may be because of my appearance. The boys were not very friendly to me. So, I never had many friends. Later I went to college. I finally made a good friend. I trusted him very much. But he stepped on me hard when I was at my lowest. I won't say it anymore. It's all in the past. I have forgiven him. The comments are really heartbreaking. Zhang Qingyan's wave. I was so angry. Those people must have a brain problem. I understand. I understand. I am also the kind who looks relatively handsome. It is obvious that the boys in the class don't like me very much. It's not my fault that I look handsome. Qin Yan is so kind. He actually forgave those people. If it were me, I would never let the people who stabbed me have an easy time. I was watching from the audience. Actually, I admire him a little. He said, black as white. The key is that all his words are vague. He didn't mention any names. There is no way to verify. Why is it not a talent? Let's not talk about me. Ruanan's student days must have been much more interesting. The goal is achieved. He stopped when he saw the good. He also talked to Zheng Ruanan by the way. Everyone looked at Zheng Ruanan at the same time. He glanced in the direction where I was. He smiled faintly. It was a long time ago. Can't remember clearly. At that moment, I was actually a little confused. I couldn't tell whether he was looking at the camera or at me. Half an hour later, The program entered the commercial break. Everyone took the bus to Kinhino, one middle school. Before getting on the bus, Barwanian found me. I'm too lazy to look. Is he okay? I'm... The air was quiet for 2 seconds. He looked at me apologetically. How have you been this past year? I'm afraid I'll be a threat to you if I'm doing too well. What? I explained quickly. He looked apologetic. I was sorry for what happened back then. But I've had enough of those days with no end in sight. I hope you can understand me. Now I have some resources. If you want to change jobs, I can help you. At least you don't have to work so hard. I was silent for a while. He regretted it. He ran away with Zhang Tingyan for money. Now he knows Zhang Tingyan is not easy to serve. He thinks of me again. I stood up, looked at the small mole on his nose. The mole made her look beautiful. I used to like her madly. Now I feel more and more disgusted. What good intentions can a bad person have? Even if he has, I don't like him. He choked and wanted to say something. A car stopped nearby. Zhang Qingyan opened the car door, calling Wai Nian coldly like a dog. My feet are so sore. Come and help me massage them. Wai Nian is away. After a moment of hesitation, she hurriedly ran towards him. Here comes the baby. Zhang Qingyan glanced at me. What did you say to him? Nothing. Just warn him. Let him behave himself. Really? I thought he wanted to get back together with you again. Speaking of which, I still remember how he cried and begged you not to leave. What's the difference between him and a dog? By why Anne was stunned for a moment. Now, even if he wanted to, I would never agree. He is not even a hair of yours. That's right. Zhang Qingyan looked proud. Do you think he hates me now? I'm on a top variety show. They have nothing. I couldn't hear what they were saying. I just focused on packing my things. Until someone called me. San Yan left. I answered. I got in the car with the equipment. I found Shang Ruonan in the car. Who was he texting? Why was he in the car? I was confused. I didn't dare to ask. I pretended not to see him. He sat down quietly in the back seat. But the phone rang suddenly. It was Shang Ruonan's famous song Rain. Everyone in the car looked over. I hurriedly turned it off. But it was too late. Shang Ruonan silently raised his eyes. Looked at me through the rearview mirror. I'm sorry. I smiled awkwardly. I saw this song on the charts yesterday. It sounds pretty good. Just use it as a ringtone. He was silent for a moment. But this is the version for this year's concert. Yes, I forgot this is the version for the concert. The sound quality is very poor. Even the ambient sound is not eliminated. Teacher Sang has seen my concert. He asked me. Memories are like waves, constantly hitting. But how can I admit it? This is... Even though I have been deliberately avoiding all news about him for so many years, I still couldn't help it. I went to see his 7th anniversary concert. In the last row, I burst into tears for his success. No one said it. Maybe it was uploaded by netizens. I don't quite understand it. Is that so? He didn't retract his gaze, just calmly observing me in the mirror. I know what he is thinking. After a while, Teacher sang, "You are not hot." What? Isn't it hot wearing a mask all the time? He asked casually, like he was showing concern. I wiped the sweat off my forehead. Not hot. I have a cold. I'm afraid of infecting everyone. Is that so? My phone got hot. WeChat notification sounds rang one after another. He glanced at it and replied calmly, but couldn't stop his fingertips from trembling. I lowered my eyes and quickly changed my phone. After the ringtone was finished, I glanced at the front row and saw that he was busy replying to messages. I secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, I almost fooled him. I had a very short dream while shaking. In the dream, I returned to the last row of the classroom. The head teacher set up a study group and provided one-on-one assistance. I was the second to last student and helped Shang Ruanan, who's the last. At that time, Shang Ruanan was a school bully that everyone avoided. She either slept or made trouble all day. As the team leader, I did everything I could to spur him to study. A month later, the monthly exam results came out. He was second to last and I was first. I wanted to die that day. 10 minutes later, the car stopped at the destination. I slept all the way. So, I didn't know that Shang Ruanan had been watching me all the way. But live broadcast started again. Others entered the school from the main gate one after another. Only Shang Ruanan, as a poor student, had to pass the level to enter the school gate. He had to complete a puzzle or do 50 squats. But Shang Ruanan didn't choose either one. He looked around and climbed up the wall on the side of the school. Of course, poor students have to use poor students' methods. He sat on the wall in the camera. He was arrogant and self-indulgent, just like in the past. In a blink of an eye, he looked at me. His eyes flashed. He gave me his hand as his follow-up. I seemed to have no choice. The moment my hands were clenched tightly. Teacher sang, "You reminded me of someone." I looked up blankly. What? She looked at me. A gentle old wind blew in his eyes. Nothing. I just felt that I might be lucky today. The people in the director team were confused by him. After a long time, the NPC who played the security guard chased us. We jumped off the wall and hid in the bathroom. We waited for a long time in the cramped space. The NPCs waited for a long time before leaving. I relaxed. I took a breath. I turned my head and found Shang Ruanan looking at me. She seemed to be thinking about something. We were very close in the dim light. We could almost hear each other's heartbeats. I swallowed. What happened to Teacher Shang? He smiled quietly. Then he tried to pull off my mask. But he failed. The comments went crazy at this time. Oh, help! How could it be so ambiguous? I laughed so hard that I fainted. It was Xiao Zhan's first time on a variety show. I didn't understand anything. He interacted with Wei. I was a little disappointed with them. I don't know what's wrong with Shang Ruanan. I can only understand I thought he was having a seizure. After the crisis was resolved, we left the bathroom. We happened to meet Zhang Qingyan at the intersection. He was going to the library, but after finding out that Shang Ruanan was following me, he changed his mind and decided to go with Shang Ruanan. In the corridor of the teaching building, he pushed me aside and blocked my camera intentionally or unintentionally. Ruanan, I am still your fan. I have listened to every song many times. A made-up sentence. He doesn't like to listen to songs at all. I don't know what kind of fan he is. Is that so? Yes. Next time shoot Andy, you can find me. I can act and shoot you. You don't know? I used to work behind the scenes. Okay, Shang Ruanan smiled politely. I will definitely find you when there is a suitable opportunity. He walked to a classroom, paused for a moment, pushed the door open. Zhang Qingyan did not follow. While another VJ was shooting an empty shot, he deliberately blocked me. Then he turned off the microphone on his chest and whispered, I remember you are a fan of Zhang Ruanan. You have been waiting for many days to grab tickets for his 7th anniversary concert. He curled his lips and smiled. But you can only watch from afar. So pitiful. How about this? You apologize to me. Say you are wrong. I will talk to him for you. Let him give you a concert ticket. How it's not very good. I quietly pointed the camera at his face. You like to talk so much? Say yes to the camera. His expression froze. He turned on the microphone and smiled calmly. Are you a professional follower? You followed the wrong person. I'm not Shang-Ru on An. After saying that, he trotted into the classroom. Shang-Ru on An was searching for suspicious corners. Seriously? Zhang Qingyan turned around. Sitting on a desk board. Hey Ru on An. You look like a good student. You must have been very popular with the teacher when you were studying. No, Shang-Ru. I didn't look up. He was a famous, poor student. A kind that even dogs don't like. It got better later. Really, he opened his eyes wide in surprise. Then why did it change later? It can't be because of the legend. That person got leukemia. Sick boy, right? Shangru Anan's hands suddenly froze. No one expected Zhang Qingyan to ask this question suddenly. Shangru Anan has always been very secretive about this rumor. The degree of offense of this question can be called face-to-face. Zhang Qingyan herself was stunned for 1 second, before realizing what stupid question she asked, quickly covered her mouth. I'm sorry, everyone took a breath. Looked at Shangru Anan. But he was silent for a while. His eyes flashed, answered yes, as if to confirm what he just said. He stood up, looked at the camera, slowly said if it weren't for him, I might have continued to degenerate, become a useless person. So I am... The barrage was instantly detonated. Oh my god, Shang is actually real. Xiao Zhang is so pitiful. Try to be better for the person you like. But that person will never see me again. I burst into tears. He has been donating money to leukemia patients over the years. It's all for him. He must feel guilty. I couldn't keep him at the beginning. I can't stand it. The popularity of the live broadcast rose to an unprecedented high point after the second. I was surprised for a long time. My heart twitched slightly. It was really for that boy. He finally became what I expected. Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with me. Memories poured into my mind uncontrollably. I seemed to be back in the dim classroom that day. Shangru An'an. Today is my birthday. He said casually. It's your birthday. Why didn't you say it earlier? I wish you to be 18 forever. I will give you the gift tomorrow. Don't want anything else. I want you to study hard from today on. Is that okay? 18-year-old Genru Anan looked at me for a long time, then nodded. I can't describe how happy I was at that moment. But we agreed to study together. He showed up in the billiard hall. His exercise book was torn to pieces. I begged him, Shangru Anan, to stop playing billiards. Can you play after finishing your homework? There was only annoyance in his eyes. Who do you think you are? Yes, who do I think I am? What am I? The sunlight flashed a few times. Zhang Ruanan lowered his eyes and turned on the screensaver of his mobile phone. He was gone. If I had known, I would not have wished him to be 18 forever. I raised my eyes and my forehead jumped. What did he say? The voice of the PD came from the headphones. Give me a shot quickly. What are you waiting for? I came to my senses and quickly zoomed in. I scanned his mobile phone screen, but when I saw the photo clearly, I was stunned. Sheng Ruan and looked at me intently. His eyes were wet. Teacher sang. I heard you studied here too. Have you seen him? The air was deathly silent. Zhang Jinyan curiously leaned over to look at the photo. Hey, you used to have a mole on the tip of your nose. When did you remove it? This guy's face is so blurry. I can't see it clearly. But if you look closely, he looks a bit like him. My pupils suddenly dilated as I looked at him. It was like seeing a ghost in broad daylight. When I took a taxi to leave, they stage hand greeting. Brother San, you're leaving now. This is weird. How did your camera suddenly break? Luckily, Shangru Anan's original VJ came back. Otherwise, there would be a big accident tonight. He sighed and left with the equipment. I was silent for a moment, looking at the screen beside me. The live broadcast has come to an end, but the comments are still discussing. Although the photo is blurry, I can still feel that the appearance is average. I thought it was a Where is the handsome guy? So disappointed. How could he be worth swamming for so many years? It's because he died early that Genru Anhan still misses him. If he were still alive, Xiao Zhan would have forgotten him long ago. To be immoral, it's a good thing he died. Otherwise, the little moles wouldn't be able to accept such a big brother. Xiao Zhan deserves better. No, no one is worthy of Xiao Zhan. These words are like thorns, nailed me to the cross. The online car arrived. I walked to the roadside wooden lie. The applause of the end came from the gym behind me. Shengru Onan ran out, holding one staff member after another, looking for something anxiously. My eyes were a little sore from the wind. I turned around and got in the car and left. A phone call came. It was by YNAM. She asked me, Sang Yan, with a trembling voice. Is the boy in the photo you? Don't blame her for being angry. The boy in the photo was blurry, but Chang Ruanan was very clear. Clear enough to see the mole on the tip of his nose. You actually dated him. No wonder you always said my mole was pretty. Turned out it was because I looked like him. What did you think of me as? A substitute, Shang Yan. I really liked you. This past year, I always felt sorry for you. I wanted to make it up to you, but you kept playing with me. How could you be worthy of me? I didn't mean to listen to him vent. I hung up the phone and blocked it. At this time, a WeChat message flashed in. Brother Sang, where have you been? Shang Ruanan is looking for you everywhere. What should I do? I held the phone and calmly gave him a number. Please give this to him. Thank you. That's my backup number. But he will never be able to get through. After sending the message, I quietly looked out the window. My memory went back to my birthday. I was in the billiard hall. After Zhang Ruonan was driven out, he walked in a daze and then fainted at the school gate. In fact, it was just hypoglycemia. But my mother was very angry. She felt that grandma didn't take good care of me. She asked me if I was willing to go to the south with her to study. I lay in bed and thought of Shangri-La and those hurtful words. Finally, I nodded and left quietly. I decided to disappear from Zhangru on Anne's life forever. Just like now. In fact, the words in the barrage were right. There was nothing about me that Shangru Anne liked. He didn't think I was dead. He wouldn't remember me at all. The reason why he kept thinking about me was just subconsciously beautifying the memories. Saying that he liked me was more of a guilt. So it's better not to see each other. In a few days he'll forget me. I thought so. I took a few days of sick leave and slept well for a few days. I went to visit Grandma again. It was because of I left with my mother and changed the name he gave me. I was always angry. When others asked me about it, I would tell them that I was dead. I hated him. But now that he is old, he makes people feel sorry for him. Grandma, have you ever seen anyone look for me since I transferred to another school? He was silent and just stared at the TV. I thought I couldn't get anything out of him. My phone pushed a hot topic. I heard it, but I didn't care. It was just some garbage news. It wasn't until nightfall that I returned home and turned on my phone. I saw those 5 words, Shanruanan is out of contact. My heart trembled. I clicked on the webpage and my spine became colder and colder. Shanruan has lost contact with the entire internet. He was absent from all the performances he had agreed to perform, the filming he had scheduled, and the fan meeting he had prepared for half a year. No one could contact him, including his agent. I had a very bad premonition. I hurriedly called a colleague at the TV station. It was true. My colleague said that such a thing had never happened. Now the circle is in a mess. Everyone suspected that he had been murdered. How could it be? I sat there blankly for 2 seconds. Suddenly, I remembered the backup number. I hurriedly took out the backup phone from the drawer. Because of panic, I pressed the power button several times before I could press it. The screen was unlocked. I finally saw countless missed calls from the same number and overwhelming text messages. Teacher Sang, I'm sorry to bother you. Can you answer the phone? Please. This is really important to me. Teacher Zhang, I know this is very presumptuous. It's okay if you don't want to see me, but please turn on the phone. Let me know you are safe. Xiaoyan, I know it's you. Please, answer the phone. I'm sorry I was too presumptuous tonight. But please believe me. I don't mean to disrespect you. I just miss you too much. Please, you said you wanted to see me get into the music school. I didn't. You said you wanted to see me become a big star. I did it. But why don't you love me anymore? The messages lasted until 3 days ago. It would be like this. I thought you would understand what I meant, and then give up. I didn't know he would be so persistent. I trembled and tried to dial the number. The phone rang 12 times. Before it was automatically hung up, it was connected. But it wasn't Shen Ruanen's voice. Sang Xiaoyang was. I was silent for a second on the other side. The tone was cold. He was in Ming Shan Hospital. Come over. It's a private hospital far from the city. The person who came to pick me up. It was our former high school classmate Zuran. He stood at the door and sneered and said, tell me. Piang Ruanan fell down the stairs 3 days ago. He hasn't regained consciousness yet. Sang Sha. Yeah, still alive. I said if you want to pretend to be dead, just pretend to be dead for the rest of your life and never show up again, okay? Does it make sense for you to play with him like this? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It seems that any explanation is too pale. I look at Shanru on the bed with guilt. Is he okay? What do you think? I'm sorry, that's enough. Do you know that he suffers from severe bipolar disorder? If you torture him like this, he will die. I looked up blankly. What? He was arrested by his mother for fighting and locked up for a month. After returning to school, everyone said you were dead. He didn't believe it and went to your house to verify it. After returning, he never talked to anyone again. He only knew how to study. He studied hard. Do you know why? It's all because of you. He got sick at that time. It hasn't healed yet. Do you know why he had a fight that day? I'll tell you, it was because those hooligans in the billiard hall said bad things about you. Shanru, Anan couldn't stand it. Sang Xiaoyan, if you have any conscience, you shouldn't treat him like this. Shu Ran's words were like a hammer after another, hitting me hard. I was stunned for a long time. I suddenly remembered his nervous eyes that day. Can't you understand what people say? Get out of here quickly. This is not the place you should come to. I asked you to get out. At that time, I just thought that he hated me but didn't notice that he was afraid that I would be hurt. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I covered my face and burst into tears. I sat in front of the bed all night and finally realized what he had been through all these years. Every bottle of medicine he took was the hidden pain he couldn't say. I held his hand, and the sound was very, very light. Shanruanan, I'm sorry. I won't leave again. Please, wake up quickly. Please at dawn. Shu Ran woke up. Something happened to me. His expression was nervous. I quickly opened my phone. I found that the hot search was going viral. Shangru on Ant script. Someone restored the photo in the show in high definition. It was said that Shangru on Ant's first love, that he couldn't forget. It was actually Sanyan, the cameraman of Xinghu OTV. He never had leukemia. Shangru An has been setting up a persona since his debut, publicizing that the two had recently reunited. So Shangru An planned all this. Wanted to make her boyfriend famous. Everything in the live broadcast room that day was a script. Every word, every explosive point, were all designed in advance. Informed sources revealed that San Yan had a very bad character. He used to be a good friend of Mr. Jiang Qingyan, promised to help someone find a job, but he accepted benefits, but turned around arranged people to the dirtiest and most tiring departments. Now Jiang Qingyan is famous, colluded with other TV station photographers, took ugly photos of Jiang Qingyan, extremely selfish and hypocritical. Shangru An's reputation in the comment section is almost ruined. I said Shangru An that VJ are not right. I saw it was a script a long time ago. Help me. I am crying with real feelings. Aren't they playing us as fools? Has Shangru An been bewitched? Does such a low thing for that man. If you can't write a song, just quit the circle. Argued and argued. Lost all the goodwill. I looked at the screen. My index finger trembled uncontrollably. Suran was so anxious. Shangru An has never provoked any enemies. Who wants to do this to him? I know Suran looked at me in surprise. You know I don't. Silently dialed Zhang Qingyan's number. After more than 10 seconds, the other side answered slowly, Tom. I knew you would come to ask me. Yeah, what happened, Sanyan? Are you so proud that night? You felt like you had won me again. I tell you, you were happy too early. It's not over between us yet. But Shangruan and you died together this time. It was indeed him. I wanted to say something, but felt powerless. I never thought it was necessary for him and I to go to this extent. So much so that he hated me and everyone in the family. Zhang Qingyan, what do you want to do? There was silence for a few seconds on the other side. I want you to die. The phone was hung up. There was only a long silence in the receiver. It was daybreak. A ray of sunlight leaked in through the gap in the blinds, falling on Zhang Ruanen's hand. His index finger moved slightly. I looked down at his face. He was surprisingly calm. Suran took good care of him. Suran's eyes were blind. Where are you going? This matter is due to I got up because of him. So, let me solve it. No matter what, I will never let Shangru on and get involved. I took a deep breath and stood up to leave. But someone suddenly grabbed my fingers tightly. In the dead silence, Shang Ruanan, who had been in a coma for many days, opened his eyes slightly. Sam Xiaoyan is going to leave me again, right? When we arrived at the headquarters of Xinhu ODV, it was already 10 o'clock in the morning. The gate was surrounded by reporters. Everyone was asking for an explanation, until the sharp-eyed people saw us. They came. All the long guns and short guns came together. The reporters' questions were higher and higher. I was not used to facing the camera. Looking at those reporters, my body trembled slightly. Shengru? Anand gently squeezed my hand and reassured me. He was in poor health. I could only wait until they were quiet before speaking. I had some problems in the past 2 days and missed some important activities. I'm sorry, but this is not the issue that reporters are concerned about. Is Shangru Anand and San Yan really your first love? Have you been using his personality? Yes. Have you reunited a long time ago? Is the live broadcast that day a script? Did you collude? They shouted in, almost drowned him. Shangru Anand could only wait for a quiet interval to explain everything to them. Mr. San Yan are indeed old classmates, but we have never been together before this live broadcast. We haven't seen each other for 10 years. The reunion rumored on the internet is fake. The script theory is even more nonsense. During the live broadcast, it was also my own decision to release the photos on the spur of the moment. Mr. Sang had no idea about this. How do you prove it? Yes, how do you prove it? Without evidence, they won't believe it just based on his words. Shangruan and was quiet for a moment. He took out his phone. This is my phone. There is no password. You can look at it at will. If you're afraid that I have deleted it, you can go and do data recovery. It contains all his chat records in the past 3 years, all the photos he has taken, and all the browsing history. They can view anything including his cloud disk, his balance, and his medical records. He opened up all his privacy and accepted the trial naked to prove my innocence. I stopped him in surprise. No, we agreed to face it together. How could he bear it alone? He just smiled. It's okay. Let me protect you once. I paused. I suddenly understood that the reason why he had blamed himself and regretted countless times over the years and had a heartache was that he failed to protect me back then. He still handed over the phone. The reporters were silent. No one could do this. Agree. They passed the phone or alternately. Nothing to say. But Sang Yan was stabbed. How to explain Mr. Zhang Qin Yan's matter? Someone suddenly asked. The microphone was very close. Like a gun to the forehead. My face turned pale. Subjective speculation without evidence. How can I explain this matter? A man's voice suddenly came from behind. I can explain this matter. That was the deputy director of Shenhechu ODV. He glanced at me, said lightly, Zhang King, and did ask Sang Yan to help him find a job. But I must clarify. The online rumor was spread by Sang Yan. The benefits were actually 2 cartons of milk. Sang Yan was too embarrassed to mention it to me. He exchanged it for red wine at his own expense. Also, our Shenhechu ODD station is very strict in hiring people. Zhang Qinyan did not meet the requirements at that time. It was Sang Yan who pleaded for him many times and asked me to give Zhang Qinyan a chance. I reluctantly agreed to let Zhang Qinyan join the company on the condition that Sang Yan would not leave Shenhechu ODD station within 5 years. But after Zhang Qinyan joined the company, I found that his business ability was seriously insufficient. I had to let him start from the most basic level. In other words, it was not me who deliberately asked him to do odd jobs, but he only qualified to do odd jobs. Mr. Zhang Qingyan's popularity was really unexpected. At that time, he should have been backstage preparing costumes for the artists. How did he suddenly break into the studio camera? I really don't know. After the deputy director's words, not only did he clarify the rumors, he also confirmed that Zhang King deliberately entered the country to gain attention. He's always been impartial and puts interests first. I didn't expect him to speak for me. I was stunned for a long time. He whispered. This farce finally calmed down temporarily. Shang Runan's reputation gradually improved. His fans also stopped cyberbullying me. Zhang Qingyan's reputation has collapsed. After all, a poisonous snake that can't be warmed up is looked down upon by everyone. It turns out that he is the one who is stung. Damn, he is too good at confusing right and wrong. He is a psychopath. Why does he wrongly accuse others like this? He is so vicious. He has always been like this. My friend is his classmate. It is said that Sang Yan treated him very well in college. Seeing that he was introverted, he took special care of him and often brought him local specialties. When participating in various competitions, he also brought him along to let him win prizes. As a result, he often slandered Sang Yan behind his back, saying that others looked down on him. He was fake and kind-hearted. He is an ungrateful person. A few days later, he called me. Sang Yan, please help me. I was wrong. As long as you clarify, I won't be terminated. I finally got to where I am today. I really don't want to go back to living a poor life. I listened to him quietly and blocked him. People always have to pay for their mistakes. Not long after, Zhang Qingyan crashed into the guardrail due to dangerous driving and became half paralyzed. At that time, I was filming a documentary in Tibet. Zhang Ruanan was also with me and was my assistant. He is now semi-retired. The state of the circle, while accompanying me, getting close to nature, looking for inspiration. His illness has improved a lot. He can control his emotions without taking medicine. On the plateau, I was concentrating on photographing a group of sheep. When I turned around, I found that he was staring at me intently. His eyes were wet. What did you just say? Nothing. I love you. He suddenly blocked my mouth. What did he just say? Only the wind knows. His lips are very soft, with a faint fragrance. Let me indulge in it. I hugged him tightly, fearing that he would suddenly disappear. This moment, I finally understood. No matter how many hardships I have experienced, no matter how many misunderstandings and separations we have gone through, we finally got together. This relationship has gone through the test of time and has become more firm and precious. After we separated, she looked at me with tears of happiness in her eyes. She whispered, Sang Jiao, Yan, I will never let you leave me again in this life. I held her hand tightly and looked into his eyes seriously. Ruanan, I swear I will use my life to protect you, make you happy forever, and never let you suffer any grievances again. He nodded, leaned in my arms and said softly, I believe you. At that moment, I seemed to see our future, which was full of sunshine and hope. We will walk through more mountains, rivers, lakes and seas together and experience the ups and downs of life together. No matter how difficult the road ahead is, as long as he is by my side, I am not afraid. We stood in each other's arms with the beautiful plateau behind us and the endless future in front of us. I know that in this life I will cherish the person in front of me and our love, because we have waited too long and experienced too much. I will do my best to protect this hard-won happiness. The whole book is finished.